What's up guys, this is Valentina with Bigger Creations, and today I'm going to show you the simplest vocal chain that's going to work for you every single time. Now, before I jump into it, I just want to let you know I did release a single. It is coming out on April 2nd. If you're watching this before April 2nd, 2021, then make sure to use the link in the description to pre-order it on iTunes. It's only 99 cents, and honestly, the pre-order makes a huge difference when it comes to ranking inside of iTunes and all that jazz. So help a sister out. Hit the link in the description to pre-order it on iTunes. And if you have Spotify, then make sure you pre-save it on Spotify so you don't miss when it comes out. April 2nd, guys. Really excited about this one. And pretty soon the album's coming out. So stay tuned because the next few months are gonna be huge. All right, so let's jump into it. Today, I just wanna kind of show you this simple beat that I put together. I recorded a hook to it. I slapped my go-to vocal chain on it. I started thinking about how many plugins are on my vocal chain. And you know what? Thought, maybe I should simplify this a little bit. So I simplified it down to just 3 plugins that you can use to get your vocals to sound pretty dang close to this. So let me walk you through it right now, and let's get into it. So I'm gonna show you what the vocals sound like right now with my vocal chain, and then I'll show you how I go about trying to mimic this with only 3 plugins inside of Logic.
You will never find a girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me. And you'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me. No girl like me. No girl like me. You will never.
Man, when that 808 comes in, it's just... which, by the way, the drum sounds and the 808 in this session are actually from my Vibes drum kit, link in the description. So we've got my main vocal chain, and you'll notice there's like a ton of things on here. But if you actually take a look, really all I've got here is a bunch of de-essers, a bunch of compressors, a bunch of EQ, and then some like analog saturation. So, and then here in the bust out effects, I've got like the reverb and the delay. So that's really what's making this vocal sound the way it is. So I'm gonna play it by itself. This is my vocal chain before I've simplified it.
You'll never find a girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me. And you'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me.
So what I've done is I've just copied the vocals from that original track and put them onto a blank audio track and made the simplest vocal chain I could ever make. And I'm only using 3 plugins here. I've just repeated one of them, and I'll show you here in a second. So this is what it sounds like.
You will never find a girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me.
So they sound pretty similar. Obviously, my first vocal chain has a lot more compression on it, and really for the person who's actually like trying really hard to mix their vocals, you're going to be able to notice that. But if you go down to this one, like, it's pretty simple. So I'm gonna break down exactly what I did here. Okay, so the first thing I've added here to this vocal is some EQ. And the reason why I like to do EQ first is because I can get rid of the frequencies that I don't want my compressor to make louder when I go and, mess with that. And you'll notice most of it here is subtractive. I really wanted this to have like a sizzle on top, so I added a lot of higher frequencies. Your EQ is not gonna have to look exactly like this. The key here is looking like actually going through frequencies and hunting and listening to the frequencies that you don't like, that you want to remove, and then the ones that you do like that you want to emphasize. So that's what I've done here. Most of what I've done here is subtractive EQ, just taking out frequencies that I didn't think sounded great. So this is what it sounds like before.
You will never find a girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me.
So it just sounds a little bit cleaner, and you're gonna notice it even more once we compress it. So what I've done here is I've added a really, really aggressive compressor. Typically what I like to do is add multiple compressors that are less aggressive to kind of stack it up and, you know, make each compressor work a little bit less to get a better quality. But for the sake of this example, I'm only using this one compressor, and it's pretty aggressive. Typically you want to look at, you know, just like 3 or 4 dB of compression on vocals. For the sake of showing you how this actually works, I've just added a simple compressor here and moved my threshold down to 33, and then added about 7 dB in gain. I got a pretty quick attack here and a pretty quick release as well. This is what it sounds like before.
You will never find a girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me.
And after.
You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me.
And that's kind of the rule of thumb. Like, you don't want to go too far. If you go anything farther than about -4 dB on this meter when you're compressing, then you can get some distortion and kind of kill the life of the vocal. So you want to be mindful of that. If you find that you're not getting the makeup gain that you're looking for in this compressor, you can add another compressor afterwards and just add a little bit of compression at a time and layer it on. But essentially, that's all the compression I have on this. The next thing I did here is I added some analog saturation. And I've only had this plugin for a little bit, but I've absolutely fallen in love with it. It's called Saturn 2 by FabFilter. And basically it's an analog saturation emulator. So you can choose the frequencies that you want to boost. You can choose the type. But basically I just added a little bit here in the high range, about 3.5 dB. And this is what it sounds like.
You will never find a girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no.
So you can see it adds a little bit of that sizzle on top. And I feel like that's one of the elements that really helps vocals sit on top of the mix and not get lost. So love analog saturation, and Saturn 2 is a great plugin to use for that. And then now that I'm kind of listening to the vocal,
Nah, nah, no girl like me.
there is a lot of that high end. I just want to add a little bit of the mid-range back in. So I've added another EQ here and just boosted by 1.8 dB, almost 2 dBs around the 1 kilohertz range. So this is what it sounds like before.
Girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl
After.
like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby.
Just adds a little bit more body to the actual vocal. And that's essentially all I've done to it. So if you compare it to this one, I'm going to play this one by itself. I'm going to turn off all of the reverb and delay. Just listen to them dry here.
Nah, no girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me.
We just add in the reverb and delay, which I've put here in the buses. Let's compare them side by side. So we've got the original vocal chain.
Me, nah, nah, no girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me. Girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl.
Original vocal chain.
Girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me. Nah, nah, no girl like me. You'll see it when you look for it. You know it, baby. There ain't no other, no girl like me.
So there you have it, guys. They're pretty close. Obviously to this vocal chain, like to my taste, I'd probably add a couple other compressors and definitely a couple de-essers, but essentially what you have here is the simplest vocal chain. You just have some EQ, some compression, and some analog saturation, which arguably is a combination of EQ and compression. So slap some reverb on it and you have a great vocal chain to work with that pops through the mix and works every single time. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to subscribe because there's a lot of new content coming here soon. As always, if you ever have any questions or want to see more content, check me out on Instagram. Don't forget to pre-order my new single, Baby. Link is in the description. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Keep making beats.
Just want my baby here with me.